Hi, Charlie here. Do you have a fear of going inside elevators? Believe it or not, elevators are one of the most common fears in the world. If you don't understand why, then watch these videos. Not only can elevators sometimes malfunction in scary ways, but it turns out there are also hotbeds for paranormal and unexplainable activity. Elevator creature. This video comes from Singapore. In 2008, two office workers entered their building to work the night shift. They are seen entering the building and then checking in. They step into the elevator and everything still seems normal. Although there is a slight malfunction with the elevator's camera, this is nothing too crazy. But as the men arrive at their floor and step off the elevator, something terrifying is revealed. Behind one of the men looks like some kind of demonic creature. The creature seems to come out of nowhere. It clearly was not behind the man the entire time. He was leaning on the elevator's metal wall, which was reflecting his shirt. At no point during the elevator ride does the creature show up in the reflection, but as soon as they step off, it does. I would say I would be terrified if I was these men, but they actually did not realize this had even happened at the time. It was only when a security guard showed them the tape that they were seriously creeped out. Umbrella Boy. This video comes from Fuzhou City in eastern China. On the 16th of November 2018, a boy held an elevator and waited for his father to come. He got tired of stopping the elevator door with his hands, so he tried using his umbrella instead. But the umbrella's handle was too thin to stop the doors. Suddenly, the elevator closed and went into a free fall. This broke the elevator handle, but the boy was okay. The elevator then stopped at the 25th floor and the boy was unable to get out. He tried to pry the door open with his bare hands, but this did not work. Thankfully, a rescue team arrived in time and saved the boy from the elevator. The umbrella fell out of the door as it was pried open. The boy was very scared, not only because he'd been stuck inside an elevator, but also because he'd have to explain to his father and the rescue team about how he'd got the elevator stuck himself. This is a warning for you guys to remember to always be careful when operating elevators. We may see them as safe, but at the end of the day, they're small metal boxes that go up and down big buildings at high speeds. When you really think about it, people who are scared of elevators are being pretty rational. Possessed elevator. We've all had that experience of going into a rundown building and having to use their creepy elevator. You consider taking the stairs, but instead risk the scary elevator. Well, this video shows why next time you might want to take the stairs. In this video, a woman gets into an elevator, but as soon as the door closes, you can see she's feeling distressed and disorientated. She drops her bag and puts her head in her hands. At one point, she gets so disorientated that she has to lean against the door for support. It seems like she doesn't know where she is as she manically looks around. Eventually, she stumbles out of the elevator and goes into the building's lobby, but she only makes it halfway into the lobby space before collapsing. She seems to drop to her knees and covers her ears. It's almost like she's seeing or hearing something that's not really there. Eventually, she lays down, but that's when the paranormal happens. She is dragged back inside the elevator from which she came. During this entire time, the elevator's doors do not close. It's almost like the elevator was waiting for her to fall so that she could be dragged back in. Some said perhaps this woman was simply experiencing some kind of psychosis. But this makes no sense. For one, the woman seemed totally normal before going into the elevator, and no form of psychosis could cause her to be dragged back inside the elevator. It's not known where this video is actually from, but if you recognize the hotel, then comment down below. I would love to know where this video came from and if the woman is okay. Before we move on, make sure you guys subscribe and press the notification bell. It really does help me out. Shadow Demon. This video was filmed in 2020 in Singapore. A woman is riding an elevator when she sees something strange go by. A dark figure quickly passes by the glass elevator doors. The woman goes down the stairs to try and see what the shadow figure was. She walks down multiple flights of a stairway, but that's when she hears something on the flight above her. She stops and looks up. That is when this terrifying dark figure can be seen in the stairway above her. The shadowy figure moves in a non-human way down the stairs. The woman runs down more stairs and gets back into the elevator, but no matter how many times she presses the close door button, the elevator simply won't. The doors go to close but then reopen over and over again. It's almost like the elevator is possessed by whatever this spirit is. She runs out of the elevator, but as soon as she does, she finds herself face to face with the dark shadow figure. The question is, what is this figure? And how is it controlling the elevator when it was nowhere near it? Almost 1 year on, this video remains unexplained. Unstoppable elevator. This footage comes from Chile in 2014. Jose Acevedo gets into an elevator and presses the button to go up. But that's when the door opens without him pressing anything. The elevator goes upwards at very high speeds. Jose realizes something has gone terribly wrong. He presses on the emergency stop button, but it does not work. Instead of stopping, the elevator gets faster and faster. The elevator races up 31 floors in less than 14 seconds. Jose manically presses every button on the elevator, but nothing works. Eventually, the only thing that stops the elevator is the elevator's roof. Thankfully, Jose was okay, but this video really makes me want to never use an elevator ever again. You might not always get as lucky as Jose did. After all, 30 people pass away due to elevators every year in the USA alone. And in the United States, every year there are more than 17,000 elevator injuries. Seeing as there are more than 18 billion trips in elevators in the US every year, that's not a lot. But for an unlucky few, elevators do end lives every single year. Lucky escape. Here is one video of a very scary elevator malfunction, but thankfully the people involved escaped just in time. A father and daughter get into an elevator and they seem to be in a happy mood. They look at themselves in the mirror for about 30 seconds, not realizing the danger they're in. They step off the elevator, but as they do, it starts up. Thankfully, they get out just in time. The door does not close, and the elevator goes up so fast that the entire carriage begins to shake. The elevator then stops as it slams into the roof, dislodging many panels. It's a good thing this family got out just in time, otherwise they could have met their end in this elevator. Stairway ghost. This surveillance camera footage from 2014 is something straight from a horror movie. A woman has just exited an elevator. She walks down a flight of stairs, but then from around a corner a scary shadow appears. This shadow person terrifies the woman and she turns back and runs away. The dark shadow figure then appears to evaporate, but it then appears again moving up the stairs. Ghosts may not have the same physics and movement restrictions as humans. So maybe that's why this shadow figure was able to evaporate and then rematerialize before our very eyes. Derailed elevator. In 2016, some men in China got onto an elevator, but that's when the elevator derails. They were stuck inside this very scary looking elevator. They try to pry the doors open, but it does not work. Eventually, a rescue team was able to open the doors from the outside. But by that time, the men had been stuck inside the elevator for quite some time. By the looks of this elevator, it seems like it's not exactly the safest place to be. I think next time I see an elevator looking like this, I will take the stairs. Elevator humanoid. A man in Brazil believes the elevator in his apartment building is haunted. Not by a ghost or something paranormal, but by a humanoid creature. He apparently took this image of the creature, and also captured this video footage of the creature. He said he was too scared to follow it around the corner. The video is not as convincing as the photo, but at the same time, this does not look like a human or a ghost. Maybe a humanoid figure really is haunting this guy's elevator. What do you think this creature is? Could it be a humanoid or something else? One thing I'm certain of is I would not be taking the elevator if I lived in this apartment building. But now it's time for you to make your voice heard. If you guys have any scary elevator stories, then share them in the comments below. If you want some more amazing videos, then check out my second channel. But as always, thanks for watching. There are some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.